Okay, welcome back to the Young Leading Leadership Edition. So this time I'm going to be talking about the power of habit. So we're going to be having Mr. Robinson to speak to us on the power of habit. Thanks very much for joining. For those who are going to be watching, the power. Okay. Okay. Hey, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. Okay. So waiting for a speaker to join us. Okay. Yeah. Thanks very much for joining. Thanks very much. I'm trying to pronounce your name. Okay, very good. Mr. Robinson just... Okay, so I'm going to be adding Mr. Robinson now. Thanks for joining. Tifa Speaks. Thanks very much, TT. And so sorry if I didn't pronounce your name well. Okay, so we're going to add in now. And yep. Okay. 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 Okay, very good. Hello, sir.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I can see you. Okay,
Can you see
very
me
good.
now?
Yeah, thanks very much, Mr. Robinson. Thanks so much. Thanks very much.
A
Thanks very much.
pleasure, Miracle. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
Thanks so much. Thanks very, very much. I hope you can see me well.
I can, definitely. Thank you.
Okay, come. It's like they said they can't hear. They said they can't hear, but let me try and then. Okay. Can you hear me? Can everyone hear me? Please, if you can hear, please say you can hear so that we start. Okay, very good. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks very much, Mr. Robinson. So it's a tradition we will do here. We first of all introduce you, and then we allow you to take the floor. So I'm going to introduce Mr. Robinson now. Mr. Robinson is an author, a manager, an instructor, and he's published 5 books, with the latest being The Power of Relentless Habit. And that is Mr. Robinson. Thanks very much, sir, for joining.
Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome, Mr. Robinson. So I'm ready. My notes are with me, and then my pen is with me. I'm ready to listen. Okay,
Perfect.
let's start now.
Let's talk about habit. First thing I'm going to start with is that for you to be able to change your life, you have to change your habits. If you reflect back on everything that you have failed at or you have succeeded at in life, it all relates or connects back to the habits that you've implemented in your life on a daily basis. Manny, a very good friend of mine, was a very active guy, let's say. Very active. I would say a little bit mischievous, if we want to use that word as well. He was naughty. He didn't listen to advices that much. That was back when we were in high school, more or less. All of a sudden, we finished high school. I finished first. He was a year behind me. And then all of a sudden, he shocked everybody because all of a sudden he decided that he was going to join the police academy. We were like, what? This guy's going to join the police academy? Nobody could believe it. We were baffled with those news. But 3 or 4 months after he joined the police academy, and not to say, if you have ever watched the movie Police Academy, Manny would be Mahomes in this case. He would be that guy, the funny guy, always making things happen. 3 or 4 months after he joined, he came back to the community dressing as a cadet, dressing nicely, all formed, like straight, sitting up properly, not talking to a lot of people. And we were like, what? Is this the Manny that we once knew? This is a different guy. What happened? Well, we all know that when you join the police academy, you have to change a lot of things. You have to be more disciplined. You have to change habits, whether or not you like it. But you have to implement these new habits to be able to make it. A lot of people do not make it when they join the police academy. Manny became a total different person. Someone respected, someone that we could learn a lot from because he decided to change his habits. And that's someone that I know. But take a minute, take a few seconds to think about someone that you know who changed their habits for the better. Someone's going to come to mind, that's for sure. And then if you want to relate to someone that's already famous, someone that most of us already know, think about Anthony Robbins, for example. At 17 years old, he embarked on reading many books. And when I say many books, we're talking about over 700 books. And he says it in his stories and how he got to be who he is today. 700 books on psychology, success, motivation. Look at the guy now. He changed the way he was doing things. He changed his habits. Was it only reading? No, he had to be disciplined. He had to apply consistency. He had to apply so many different things in his life to be able to make it to where he is today. And he continues to do that, right? And then think about also someone that people in sports have gotten to know, and it is sorry that we lost him last year, Kobe Bryant. This is a famous story about Kobe Bryant, where at 11, between 10 and 11 years old, he went to basketball camp. And he didn't score a single point, 0 points during the entire camp. It's crazy, right? Kobe Bryant, can you imagine that? Unbelievable. But he went back home, he started practicing, he started waking up early, going to the gym, practicing 2 hours before going to class, and within 2 years, he was the best player in the state. How did that happen? He had to change his habits. He had to implement new things in his life to be able to make it to where we know was before his death. One of the greatest basketball players ever, right?
Yeah.
And we are chatting here. We're talking about Kobe, Anthony Robbins. We're talking about Manny. Well, let's talk about me, right? Not to brag, but just to say, how did I go from 0 books somewhere in 2019 to 5 books by the end of 2020, and I already have 2 more coming? It's because I implemented new things in my life, new habits, new things to change my life forever. Because the way I see it, I'm going to keep using the same thing. I'm going to keep implementing those things the rest of my life to accomplish anything that I want. And I know that you can also do the same thing. Either you, Miracle, or those that joined and are with us right now this morning through Instagram. Then how about people that are overweight? A very good friend of mine, his name is Fausto. He used to be overweight, but he decided that he didn't want to be overweight anymore. He started going to the gym, he stayed consistent, and he's become a bodybuilder. He's won prizes, trophies. Amazing, right? What can you do with your life when you decide that you have to change? That there's a reason for you to apply this, to start reading, to start exercising, to start studying more, to start learning from those that are already successful. Your life can change, and you will not know where it can take you. That's the power of habits. And sometimes we look at the end result. We look at, oh, look at Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, this guy. Oh, they're famous. They're making a lot of money. They had to work really hard to make it there. They had to sacrifice a lot. It's not easy to wake up every day at 4 a.m. It's not easy to wake up at 5 a.m., right? We've been there. But it's not about being easy or whether or not we want to do it. It's about being disciplined and knowing that if we don't do it, we're not going to accomplish anything. We're not going to achieve our goals, our plans, the things that we want in our life. Now, I'm going to share with you 7 habits that successful people and that I believe are powerful habits to have in your life. So, if you're sitting down, even though this is going to get recorded and you can watch this as many times as you want, jot it down, write it down, 7 habits that you should implement in your life if you do not have them currently. Number 1, discipline. And you know what? When you think about discipline, especially many parts of the world, and I remove my belt, you think about a belt, right? I'm going to discipline you, right? You're going to understand now. Or you think about the military. Sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. Discipline is not bad. Discipline really means, you know what? You have to do that. Right now, it doesn't matter if you're tired. It doesn't matter if you don't want to do it. It doesn't matter if you're not motivated. Nothing matters. You have to do it. Because this is going to bring big changes in the way you do things, in the way you act, in your life. It's going to bring success. And it's going to help you and those around you in many, many different ways. So, discipline. Number 1 habit that I think is probably one of the most important to have. Consistency. Consistency. One of the things that I get asked a lot is, oh, don't you rest? Don't you take Sundays off? Don't you take the weekends off? No. If you are a writer, you write every day.
Wow.
If you're a bodybuilder, you go to the gym every day. You take care of your body every day. If you're a runner, everything that you do, because you have to rest, maybe the running part, but you go to the gym, you exercise, you do it every day, right? You are a teacher, you have to study every day. You're a student, and you want to get great A's or whatnot, you have to study every day. There's no way we can accomplish things if we don't do it daily. And consistency is built by something that I'm going to share with you before we go into the questions session of this presentation. But so far we have covered discipline, consistency. Those two need to be connected. They need to go hand in hand. Number 3, perseverance. One of the things that happens to a lot of us is that we start doing something. Let's say a YouTube channel. We write 1 book. We do something and we don't see the result. And we get sad and we go like, you know what, this is not really working. I'm going to stop doing it. And we stop. We do not stay persistent. We do not persevere. Nobody has accomplished anything by quitting, right? The more you persevere, the more results you're going to have. I have a very good friend of mine who started a YouTube channel some time ago, a couple of years ago, and at some point he was only uploading maybe one video once a month, every 3 months, whenever he pleased. When he persevered, he stayed consistent. On that, now he has almost 200,000 followers. And he keeps growing day by day because he persevered. He said, okay, I'm still gaining subscribers little by little. What happens if I do this more often, if I persevere, if I stay consistent, if I'm disciplined, if I'm going to release a video on Sundays, every Sunday there's got to be a video there. No matter hail or rain, there has to be a video there. Even if I work on that video on Monday, the video is going to be there Sunday because my spectators, my subscribers, are waiting for that video, right? So you have to persevere, and sometimes people have to persevere for 5, 10, 15 years. And if you go to Google, if you read, you're going to find that there's a lot of cases where people actually got to the top, to the summit of their lives after many and many years of persevering. When you talk about persevering, we think about Japanese. It's funny, when we create a business, people expect that business to grow and for you to become rich in a year, 2 or 3. When you talk to Japanese, they're like, okay, in 20 years, my business is going to be successful because it's going to follow the steps just like a child. You know, when it's little, you nourish the child, you teach the child. But at 18, 19, 20, that's when you're an adult and you can start bringing fruitful products into your life and the life of the others, correct? So, 3, discipline, consistency, and perseverance. I don't have time. Make time. That's the biggest lie I've ever heard. Oh, I don't have time. I don't have time. I'm sorry. I didn't do this because I don't have time. Everybody has 24 hours. Everybody has the same number of hours during the day. Are you doing more than I'm doing? Or am I doing more than what you're doing? Probably, but still, make time. It's very interesting because Eric Thomas, a very famous motivational speaker, says that when people reply back by saying that they don't have time, it's because it's not important to them. Listen, if something is important for you, you make time. It's funny. Time just appears magically, like with the wind. Okay? So, for example, you don't like to exercise. Oh, I don't have time to exercise. I make it home. I'm very tired. Do it before you leave the house. Right? Or, okay, you don't do it. You start getting obese. You are getting sick. All of a sudden you go to the doctor and he says that if you do not start exercising, you're probably going to die in a few years. Guess what? You find time. You find time right away to exercise. Isn't that funny? So whatever it is, your excuse to not doing things because you don't have time, make time. There's plenty of time. How many hours of the day are you spending watching TV? Or for example, at work, it's been proven that out of the 8 hours that most of us spend in the office, we are only really, really productive 4 or 5 hours. What are you doing with the other 3 hours, right? Are you just mingling, talking, wasting time on social media? There's time. Just make time. That's habit number 4. Now, habit number 5, and I love this one. And I'm going to start by saying that at the end of 2020, I was able to go back to Goodreads, to Kindle, and I was like, oh my God, I read like 40 books only on Kindle without physical books that I also read. So I'm like, okay, I'm around the 50 books that successful people and CEO people normally read during the year. So reading is very important. There's a quote that says that leaders are readers, and readers are leaders. Or the more you learn, the more you earn. And we go back to a little bit to that relationship with making time. Oh, I don't have time to read. Well, I'm not asking you to read the full book in one sitting. I'm telling you, read 5 minutes. 5 minutes. You go with the bus, 5 minutes. Just start the habit. Start little by little. You cannot eat an elephant in one sitting. You have to eat it little by little. One bite at a time. If you start running, you're not going to run a marathon on day one. It's going to take you months, right? Little by little, start reading 1 page, 1 paragraph. But start doing it. Reading is so important. I believe that when you read, you basically start living the life of somebody else. And listen, I'm in Montreal right now. Miracle is in Nigeria, right? We are very far away from each other. But the probably best way to get connected with the people that we admire, the famous people who have succeeded, is by reading their books, the things that they write. All of a sudden, they become our friends. Even though we don't have a face-to-face relationship, we're learning from them, right? And very important as an author, once you read a book, go on Amazon, go anywhere you can, and provide a review, because reviews for authors are very, very important. It makes our jobs better, and we can focus on getting better for us and for you, the readers, right? So reading has to be in your life, whether you like it or not, because it's going to make you a better person. Habits are not about liking. Habits are about what they can bring into your life. That was habit number 5. Number 6, exercise. Exercising is relaxing. It brings so many positive things into your life. And I'm not telling you that you're going to get on the balance and you're going to be like, hey, wow, I lost 5 pounds. Yeah, I'm happy. Every time you finish exercising, the cells in your body make you feel happier, make you feel relaxed, stress-free. Exercising to the body is really like reading to the mind, right? And for those that are religious Christians, I would say, there's something in the Bible that says that our bodies are the temple of the Holy Spirit. If that's the case, we have to take a good care of our bodies, correct? So exercise, find time to exercise. And again, I'm not telling you to set a goal of exercising even 30 minutes a day or in 1 hour. That might be impossible. You have a lot of things to do in your life, I understand. 10 minutes per day. 10 minutes, not a lot. 10 minutes pass very fast. 10 minutes, start with 10 minutes, and you're going to see that you start with 10, and all of a sudden you do 30 minutes, and you don't even realize it. It's just that idea of taking action, the idea of getting started, correct? So exercise. And last but not least, out of the 7 habits that I think are critical into our lives is gratitude. We have to be thankful for everything that we have. We have to be thankful for our lives, for every breath that we take, family, for work, for books, for technology. Look. Still there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes. It just froze a little bit. Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
So gratitude. Be thankful. Take a couple of minutes in the morning when you wake up. before going to bed. Some people recommend to actually write down those things, but as long as you either write it, say it, think it, be thankful, show gratitude for everything and anything that we have in our lives. That's very important. And now, okay, we talked about the importance of habits. I provided you with 7 critical, crucial habits that I think are very beneficial in anyone's life. Now, you're probably asking, but okay, how do I implement those things? Okay, so now I'm going to give you also 7 ways to implement any new habit in your life. Number 1, identify what that new habit is.